There is one huge problem about my dirt bike. That is that it's super clapped. That's why I bought all of these parts and will be putting them on my dirt bike in this video. Parts that I got were new plastics, a new chain, a clutch and front brake lever, and a shifter that came with these. Let's get started with these, because this is the easiest part of the build. I said this is going to be the easiest part of the build because all you need to do is just stick it on like this, and there you go. Also came with a clear one, so let me know which one I should put on. Now let's move on to the shifter, because the stock one that I have on there right now is really bent. Alright, so all we need to do now is just take this bolt off so the shifter can come off. There we go, just like that, the old shifter is off. Now we're on to the new shifter. There we go, and just like that we have our first mod on. Now I think we should move on to the clutch and brake lever, because currently right now I have no front brake. Now we're going to remove this bolt that I have in here so I have access so I can put that lever in there. Pull this down just a little bit. I do not know if this is a file or not, but I think it can do the job. Alright, so I did some filing off camera, and now it is a literal perfect fit, so we're gonna put it back on that now. Alright guys, let me just show you what happened. The spring, all the spring stuff like came off, and it made it so like the whole thing fell apart. So I'm just gonna try and put it back together and then try and get it onto the bike. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the clutch, because this clutch looks like it's starting to form like rust or something, and the paint is chipping or whatever, and then I also broke it like a little bit right here. Alright, so all we're going to do for this one is just kind of loosen these up and then take the clutch thing off. Alright, so as you can see, we have gotten the clutch installed, but when you pull the clutch in, it hits the grip donut. So I think I'm gonna have to cut that off, and then we'll see what else I have to do. When I go to the clutch in, it doesn't go right back out. So I'm gonna go ask my dad for help there. Alright guys, I have done a little bit of stuff off camera, like adding the front fender, and I tightened up my clutch just a little bit so it will actually go back. So now I'm thinking that I'm going to add the rest of the plastics. Alright guys, now I have all the plastics on the ground, so now let's take all of the plastics off of the bike. So we'll start off by unscrewing these screws. Now all we need to do is just take off those two bolts right there. And then it should just be able to come off just like this. Now all we need to do is take these screws out to take the old plastics off. Now that we got all the old plastics off, now all we need to do is put the new ones on. Alright guys, so we just got the plastics back on the seat, so let's go put it on the dirt bike. There we go, and just like that we have all of the new plastics on, and I'll see you guys in the next mod. Alright guys, as you can see I added two more things to the build, and that is the new chain and the new foot pegs. So with that, the build is done. Tell me how you really feel. Oh yeah. Tell me how you really feel, 'cause I don't mind. But the one question is, do you guys still think it's clapped?